What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Rogue Tower. Today we're going to go through and knock out the Ballistas Only achievement. So we can only use Ballistas. We've got a few different options on what to take here, and it's going to really depend on like what kind of haunted house placements we get. Will depend on whether or not I go with the university. The university, of course, is going to be a big gold sink. However, I've got it built out here to go with the elements. So, bleed, burn, and poison. We went all the way down those trees. And then, of course, we do have ballistas fully unlocked. I've got, poison sprayers fully unlocked here on this save file as well. This is another brand new save file, so we haven't been able to get all the way down to the end of Treasury or Fortification here. Now, this will be a long video. I wanted to record the entire thing for anyone that wants to see the entire experience. However, I will put timestamps and chapters down below to all of the boss waves if you're wanting to just go ahead and skip through and see what the bosses look like. Let's go ahead and get things started here. As you see on this save file, I don't have a win yet. Still kind of going through and getting unlocks done. So this will be our first win on this save file. And we're going to start things off, of course, just by covering the houses, getting that gold flowing. Now, how I build the run out is going to depend on kind of what we get. You know, do we get nice long straight lanes? Do we get a lot of haunted house spawns that are good, like double or triple spawns? However, the base of the run is I want to focus on the elements. So to get the elements unlocked, remember you have to unlock the elements base. So if you want to unlock bleed, you've got to get the +1 damage to health. If you want to unlock burn or fire, you've got to get the +1 damage to armor. And then if you want to unlock poison, then you've got to get the +1 damage to shields. So we do have the slow right up front though, which in my opinion is probably superior. Well, it's definitely superior, but I do want to get that base unlocked. So I'm going to go ahead and take the +1 damage to armor. As we know, there's only 2 cards for the slow, so we'll get those in. It's just a matter of waiting for them. Not quite ready to place our first exterior ballista quite yet. And you know what? I'm tempted to go with banditry to just jack that gold up now. But we could also get health knocked out and get that bleed unlocked. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just take the health, just kind of preparing for what's to come. So we're getting that bleed unlocked. We got another house out here. We'll want to cover that bad boy before it's all said and done. Now, this particular ballista out here being our furthest out, we want it focused on most armor and most health. And there is that burn that we were looking for. That's going to help us out quite a bit against these armored mobs. Now, I'm going to end up taking the university, but whether or not I actually use the university is going to be kind of dependent on what else we get. Wow, not quite enough yet to place another ballista down here, but we got all 4 sides to this house, so that's kind of nice. Get a little of that cash money flowing. We're going to switch this one here to most armor, most health as well. And we're going to want to change the priorities of these eventually, but we're not quite there yet, so I'm not going to sweat it quite yet. Now, let's see. We don't have the mana regen for mana bolts yet. We do have the +1 damage to shields, which would unlock the potential for poison. But we're about 10, 11 waves early on needing that. So I'm going to wait on that and go with a little bit more ballista range. Let's see here. What can we do? We're getting nice straight lanes so far, so that's a plus. Of course, I want to get this house covered to maximize the amount of gold we get. But, you know, it's got to start flowing before we're going to be able to place them down here. Probably going to go hard on banditry. Banditry is definitely, it's one that's a risk early game, but its long-term payoff is just so huge. We're going to put this one on most armor, most health as well. And looking good. Now, what do we have? We got +2 damage to health. Actually, there's banditry now. Let's go ahead and snag that banditry and get this coin flowing a little bit better. We've got some nice spots out here. That is for sure. Now for this one, I'm going to put them on these next 2 ballistas I placed down here. I think I'm going to put them on progress. Just to mix it up a little bit, make sure we're having ballistas firing at different targets, etc. And we'll leave that one on progress there, just to take pot shots off at the little homie up at the front. Looking good so far. Going to be a little sketch here, but yeah, we got it covered. All right, and then here is the bleed. Very nice. So now we've got some bleed going on, which will help us out with that health as well. Let's just keep on expanding out. We'll drop another one there. This one I'm going to go ahead and start preparing for the future. So I'm going to leave it on most shield, just kind of in preparation for what's to come. Now, we're still a bunch of waves early for needing anything going to target shields, but that's the beauty of being able to target or set the priorities for multiple choices here. We are getting them. We are getting them. We got some +3s right here at the home stretch, too, which we're going to be able to get a little double dip action out of, especially after we get some more ballista range. So some +3s here will shoot over into this lane before it makes it in there. Now, are we going to save it here? Got a little sketch there towards the end, but we're doing okay. And look at this. We got more burn damage already. So let's go ahead and take it. Once again, that's just going to help with that armor. With that in mind, let's go ahead and throw one on this +3. We're just going to put that one right on armor. And we'll go ahead and expand it out. And still no splits yet. So looking quite nice in that regard. We could actually go with another one. Let's go another one right here. I think let's put this one on most health. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Make sure our ballistas are taking shots at different targets just to kind of thin the herd out here just a little. And then we'll let these guys put in the heavy lifting. Getting the armor burned off quite nicely before really it's even at the first real stretch here. Yeah, all the armor gone. So once I can get another ballista up here, I think things will start getting smacked right in this area, and nothing will be making it through to the home stretch there. Looking good. All right, we got another banditry. You know what? Let's take it. Let's get that coin flowing. And let's see. Ooh, and we got another house out here. Very nice. So we can only get one down there. I'm going to leave that one on most armor. Making sure, once again, that we're just getting that armor burned. And we'll get another. We'll just get this house covered out here just in preparation for what's to come. We'll get another one there. I think I'll leave that one. And you know what? We'll prepare again for the future. We'll put that one on most shield. Still, once again, we're not going to get shields until after the first boss, so it'll be wave 16 when we get those shielded enemies flowing in. Right now, it's all about the armor and the health, and having the poison and the bleed seriously helps that. Or, pardon me, the fire and the bleed. Now, I would love to get poison here before we get into any heavier waves. What do we want to do? Let's go banditry 3. Now we've really got that gold flowing. We're able to get our other house down there. Let's leave that one on progress. And oh yes, another house and yet another tile with no split. So good stuff there. Let's put this one on most armor. And once again, just making sure we're getting this armor drained off these guys before they make it into the home stretch here. Ballistas are quite underrated and quite powerful, no doubt. In fact, you can use the same kind of philosophies from a Ballista Only run and apply it to all of those achievements. That is Ballista plus Poison Sprayer, or Ballista plus the airplanes, or whatever. You can apply the basic Ballista Only strategy to all of those other achievements, and it actually makes them quite easier. One of the things that it's so hard to do is not get sidetracked and taking advantage of just the raw power of what you've got. We got that 25% additional bleed damage. Let's just go ahead and go with it, because you just can't go wrong with more dots, right? Let's see, we left that one on armor. Let's do shield once more, just to keep prepping up for what's to come. Boy, it would be an absolute gift if this took a turn down this way. Let's see. Nope, it's going to go the other way around. That's all right, though. Let's see. So we got shield there. We've got armor there. Let's leave that one on progress. Once again, just mixing it up, making sure that our ballistas are not firing at the same target. What we want to avoid is as much overkill as possible. Ballistas, of course, are a single target defense. There's no AoE we can add to them at all. So with that in mind, big packs of enemies are going to be the ballista's worst enemy. So we want to make sure we're mixing it up and thinning the pack as much as possible. We don't want a bunch of bolts going to one enemy. We want those getting scattered around and burning down everything as we go here. We're looking pretty solid up front here now, though. And we've got another house here. We can go ahead and double up on that. What did we get? Okay, now we've got to take that slow here soon. So let's go ahead and just snag it now. And what do we want to do here? Let's just continue on with that same strat. We'll go most armor. This one we'll go most health on. And let's see. Yeah, we got our first split out here, but we also got another house, which is quite nice. And we'll put this one on most armor. We're going to start adding multiple tags to these newer defenses that we placed down here now that we're getting up into the double-digit waves. However, for now, these are getting the job done without a doubt. Now we've got our first heavily armored enemies here that, of course, are going to split, and there's going to be much more out of it. But we're getting those outer shells cracked right out here, so that is a good thing. Still burning them. We got a nice double dip area here, too, that we're going to want to take advantage of. We got, what, 4+3s right here, which is absolutely huge. So let's start off with that one. Actually, we got enough for 2. Let's go ahead and go 2 right there. Let's put one of these on most shield and most armor. We'll put this one on most armor, most health. And what next? Here we go right here. +1 damage to shields. That's going to unlock the potential for poison. So that is where we're going to want to go next. Now, I'm going to want to turn one of these into the boss lane. I don't know which one yet. So we're just going to have to kind of see where these lanes go and decide what we want to be the boss lane here. I think for starters, we'll just make this one the boss lane. But don't know for sure that's where we want to end up. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these ballistas placed. I think I'll leave both of those on progress just to have a little bit something up front hitting the faster enemies that come in. And speaking of, we're going to be getting faster enemies soon, so that is another priority we're going to want to think about for those ballistas. We need 400 before we can slap down another one over here, which should come pretty darn quick here. And there we go. So let's go ahead and go with another ballista there. Let's put that one on shields. Looking good here so far. Now, what do we have? We got mana bolts, but we don't have any mana regen yet, so kind of rough on that one. You know what? Let's start increasing our dot damage. So let's go with fire, as fire, of course, is going to remove armor. So let's prioritize that. Let's go one more lane out here to make sure this one is our boss lane. And look at this, another house. That's some big gifts right there. Let's see. Let's go most health on that one. We'll go most armor on that one. We've got an above average amount of houses, it feels like. That is good stuff. Gotta love it when RNG smiles, right? And let's see. Let's go through one more here for the double dip. What did we have these on? Let's leave that one on progress. Actually, you know what? This one, let's go ahead and prepare for what's to come, and we'll go with fastest. We're going to do the same thing on this one over here, but I do want to get this other ballista placed down first. Let's see. We went most health and most armor, so this one, just to even it out, we'll go most shield. And we are getting it. Alright, so what do we have now? We can increase the dot damage with the bleed, or we can start focusing on getting our crit built up. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's take the university. Now, this is a boss wave. So I'm going to pop this one, and the boss will spawn here. Look at this, another split right here. That is just awful. So it looks like this one probably is going to be our boss lane here. Back-to-back splits is no fun, because now we're going to have to extend these lanes out just to manage the flow of enemies. Oh, Oogie on the move quick. I need that other Ballista slow in here relatively quickly. Go ahead and slap that there, and just for now, let's go most health, just so we got something dedicated firing onto Oogie here as Oogie makes the turn. We're getting it, though. We are getting it. Once these packs are thinned out, everything's just going to focus fire Oogie, and it's just going to be GG's for him, so not even remotely sweating it. We've got the one Ballista dedicated to him to keep him moving slow, and now he's just going to get hammered. Poor Oogs. Hopefully he's generous and is carrying multiple chests with him. We'll have to see how that goes. Give me the goods, Oogie. Give me the goods. He's a slow burner, but he's still a burner. You see that dot damage ticking off here. And Oogs is just about there. One more volley and he is GG's. And there it goes. Now what do we got here? We got Slow Cooker, which is quite nice. Burning enemies burn faster based on how much slow they have, since enemies are getting naturally slowed. You know what? Let's take that just for fun and look at the loot old Oogs had. Good job, Oogie. Let's see. Let's get our burn damage jacked up. We got our 5% crit chance. We'll take that. Let's go +2 damage to armor. And that was a nice little chest haul there. Alright, now we're going to need to stagger these lanes somehow. I do think I want to make this one my boss lane, so let's just go one more out here just for safety's sake. We got our first graves in, and terrible placements there. I'm going to go with one there, and let's put this one on armor just because we're going to have these big armored crates coming out. Now you see we've got the shields in the mix. So getting that poison damage on the ballistas will be huge for us now. Because all we got is we've got the 50% bleed and the 50% burn, which is maxing both of those out as far as the percentage. But we're missing the poison here. So as soon as we get the poison, these ballistas will be set to just start devastating. This is I would like for a longer little kind of death gauntlet right here towards the end, but that's a pretty decent one. We've got these spots that will shoot over into here, and we're getting quite a bit of. Let's put this one on fastest. We're getting quite a few enemies pushing through now because of the shields, but if you look at our gold, it is stacking. So we're ready to throw down some serious pain here. In fact, let's go ahead and get one on that corner since it does hit here. Let's get one right here as well. As soon as I get another range upgrade, it will get over into this area more. We're going to put this one on shields. And we'll put that one... Well, what do we want here? I think it's time to go with the mana bank. Or, you know, let's make them suffer. Let's get those dots ticking harder. So we put that one on shields. Let's leave... Or, you know, let's leave this one on progress. And let's do something with this area now. And see what we can turn into. Actually, this may turn into a better boss lane if it comes down around here. Alright, now let's get these +2s filled in over here. Actually, let's get the +3s first, because that is just a really sweet spot. Let's go armor. And we'll go health on this one. Get a little pound town going on right here with these ballistas. We got one more +3 right here, I thought. Or no, I guess that was it. I thought we had 4 of them there. I mean, +2s are pretty good too. Well, we got +3s right up here though. I'm going to leave both of those on progress for the moment. You know, I should put one of them on shields. Let's go with one of them on shields, one of them on progress. You definitely want to set your priorities, but you don't want to ignore progress. You want to have some set to progress as well. And then I think it's time to fix our last resort here as well. So these ones in the very back, these guys are not going to take shots until things are really, really close. So let's put these on near death and least health. We're going to do that with all of them there in the back. So anything that rolls in that's really low, even if it's not in front, these are still going to peg that. And that is important for sure. So near death, least health on these back ones. See, we got additional slow. Let's take the slow. And least death, near health. There we go. So good stuff there. And let's explore this lane and see what's going to happen. Oh, it did turn down. If this comes... well, it's definitely going to come out this way, because it has no other choice. Which is going to make this the ideal boss lane, because these are going to hit into it as well once we get some more ranged upgrades on them. Sitting at 4,200 now, we can do a little upfront loving. Let's just go, let's go something like that for now. We'll put one on armor and one on shields. And we should start having a little kind of a kill stop zone right here where nothing is going to make it past this point. For a while, anyway. We actually have, there's one good grave placement right there. That's the only really quality one I see so far. Yeah, we're putting the smack on them right there. And there we go. We got our poison damage on our ballistas now. So nice. So nice. With this in mind, I kind of want to take advantage of these +2s now, as we just got really an incredible area there. We'll go most health, most armor, and then most shield. We got some speedsters rolling in finally here. We got a real nice double dip area here now to turn this into the boss lane. You got to be willing to evolve, you know? Like, I originally expected this to be the boss lane, and now we're going to turn this into the boss lane. So, yeah, in great shape there. And in fact, let's give a little love to a few of these. Okay, that one is progress. This one is most armor. Let's give it a few armor upgrades. That one is most health. We'll give it a few health upgrades. And then we've got a most shield out here, don't we? It's only on a +2, but that's alright. We'll give it a few shield upgrades. Now remember, wherever you upgrade, you're still increasing the other multipliers because you're increasing the base damage. So adding 1 point into shield also raised my health by 12 because I've got 1 more point of base damage. Alright, what do we want to do? Well, we just spent some cash on upgrades, but we also have the haunted house. I'm going to want to take quality over quantity here soon, but for right now... Actually, we don't have the mana regen either, so there's no point in going haunted house yet. Let's go ahead and go quality over quantity. And let's expand this one out one more. Yeah, this is turning into a real nice boss lane. Now, if it turns this way, it's going to be just a no-brainer. Best boss lane ever. Let's see. Let's put one in right here on the split. Let's put it on fastest, because we've got some speedy boys really getting at it up here. We're going to be able to put the smackdown on them? Looks like we are. There's going to be some enemies that push through. Or maybe not. So yeah, looks like we got those covered. Now we will want a little bit more up front here. I don't want too much of a mess bunching up in this area, because once again, ballistas are single target. We got no AoE. So with that in mind, we want to make sure we're not getting overrun. Let's go ahead and take that mana bank now. We're sitting on a ton of coin too. Let's just take advantage of some of these +3s. Now we placed 4 of them down. Let's leave that one on progress. Most health. We'll go most armor. And we'll go most shield. And let's go one more here. Please don't be a split. Alright, nice. So this one may actually end up turning around in on itself. We'll have to see where that one goes. But that wouldn't be a bad thing there. I do want to see if this turns up towards the northwest here, though. That would be absolutely incredible over on this lane. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and plan for the future and start getting a little bit of mana regen going here. I mean, that should be enough for me to take at least 2 of the mana bolt upgrades right there. Maybe not. At least the first one. It'll get me through the early game here and get that base damage up. How we doing here? Looks like we could use... We got to see what's happening here in our gauntlet. Now, we've got shielded enemies. We've got armored enemies making it to this final stretch. So, with that in mind, let's throw down 2 more. Only enough mana for 1. Let's put one of them on shield. We'll put another one over here on armor. And hope we can get down to where it's only health on the enemies by this point. Just about there. There we go. And we'll put this one on armor. Now what do we have here? We got more range. But we've also got mana bolts. I'm not going to turn down the range, though. Range is just too good. Now let's see where this lane goes. Okay, it's going to continue out, which is fine. I guess we'll explore these lanes next. I do want to see where these two are hitting. One of these is going to have to get a lot longer. Like, the main force here is kind of joining at this split right when the main force of this other one is getting there as well, and that's creating a big bunch of enemies. Now, that's part of the reason why I've got so many enemies pushing through, as there's just too many targets right here. So I need to spread these enemies out a little bit, and I'm going to have to do that by... well, first, I think I want to see if this lane turns in on itself. If it does, then... of course, we can measure it off by expanding this lane out here, depending on what we need to do. Let's see how we're doing here, though. We're popping the big bads out here. That is a plus. Yeah, it looks like we're holding strong here, so not too shabby. Alright, now we got our first mana bolts. We got +2 to shields. We could also increase the bleed damage, though. Such a tough call. And then the haunted houses. We're at wave 22 now. You know what? Let's take them. We're not going to use a bunch of haunted houses, I don't think, because we just don't have that many good placements. But we can take a few. Like, we've got one double dip spot right there. Let's just throw a few of them around. We got some wasted spots as well. I don't want to go too overboard on the haunted houses here, just because the placements are just a little bit too. I really think that's a change that should happen in the game, is make these elevations for haunted houses particularly. Now, that may end up breaking the game. These wonky elevations may be potentially on purpose, just to make sure your gold generation is not too large. Yeah, let's see if this one's going to turn in, and it is. So this one will get capped right here. And so we can cap this one off and then see where these groups are meeting up, what kind of timing we're getting on those lanes there. Now, what did we have here? We got progress, shield, and armor. These are at kind of key points. So let's go ahead and throw a few upgrades onto that one for shield. We'll throw a few ups here for armor. And keep an eye on that mana. Make sure the haunted houses aren't burning too much. We still got, what, 3 waves before we could potentially put down a university. And it's going to depend, you know, what... We don't have very much gold generation. Now, I could slap down on all of these graves, but it's kind of debatable whether or not that's a good thing. Now, remember, the haunted houses are going to generate mana. When you first look at the tooltip, it looks like they're completely useless. But they're going to generate their gold based on how much mana they use. So the longer the lane, the better off you are. And look at this. We got our final plus 25 for poison. So we got bleed, burn, and poison at its max right now. We're in great shape. Let's see how these lanes match up now that this one is all capped off here, though. Let's see. There's a +3 I hate to miss out on. We'll just throw it most armor, most shield. We'll mix it up on that one. Alright, so the meat of this lane is getting here at the intersection right when the front of this lane is. They're marrying a little bit at the end. But I think that's not terrible. As long as we put a bunch of pain out here, I don't think that's going to be a terrible thing. How are we holding up? Looks like we're doing pretty darn good here. I'd love to be able to take advantage of the university, but, you know, when you bring the university in, of course, it's a huge RNG element. Sometimes you're going to do fantastic, get up to +10, +15. Others, not so much, so it's debatable. Alright, we've got, let's see, we don't need mana siphons. I could take scholarships now, but then if we don't use the university, it would be a bit of a waste. So let's just go heavy shafts, get that +3 armor damage, and let's work on expanding this one out a little bit more here. Now we got 7k saved up now. We can dump a little bit more, but what do we want to do? I mean, we got +2s that are in good spots here. In fact, let's go 2 of them right here. Most armor, most shield. Let's get one more down right there that's going at fastest. Getting that slow applied makes a huge, huge difference. We got Zombie Oogie. I completely spaced it that this was a boss wave. So I just sent the boss from this short, terrible lane right here. That was not very smooth of me, huh? But you got to pay attention. You know, at the end of wave 14, wave 24, wave 34, etc., make sure you're not placing on your long lane. The boss will always spawn at the longest lane, but it won't spawn there if you place a tile there. So by placing a tile out here, we force that boss spawn to another lane. I mean, it's not going to be an issue here since it's just Zombie Oogs. He's still going to get wrecked. But that could have been tragic if it was at a later wave. And oh, I do mean tragic. Come on, Zombie Oogie. Hopefully we get some more good luck and we get a whole pile of chests out of Zombie Oogs as well. Let's see, let's take the Seance. Let's take Seance 1, just in case we decide to go more on the haunted houses. We only got 1 chest. Oh wow, we got nothing usable. Well, we'll have to take the fortification, which kind of a waste, in my opinion. Let's see, let's go ahead and head on out on our boss lane a little further. And do we have any more good haunted house placements? We don't have any more doubles, I don't think. Now I'm debating on going like 3 more tiles on this lane. Now that we've got some ballistas up here and the enemies are starting to get scattered, we do have a pretty good pack going here. Now I can't, the ideal thing would have been to extend this lane by 1 more, but it's capped off, so I can't. So the only fix over here now would be to put several extensions off of that lane. Let's see, let's get a few more upgrades in here. We got, this one is our shieldy. And that one was progress. Let's just put some health upgrades on that one. And then this one was armor. Let's get some armor upgrades. Get at least 1 or 2 beefy defenses out here. Smacking fools. We're going to want to do the same thing at several points throughout. Now, even though I've got haunted house spawns or grave spawns, having that seance does help. And wow, we got seance too, but we also got that 10% crit chance. Just not going to turn down the crit. Good stuff, that crit, let me tell you. And what do we want to do? Well, let's expand it out and think about why it's running. Oh, we got another split, so that's going to give us some choices out here. Let's go ahead and scatter a few ballistas along this path just to slow everything down just a touch. We're going to go on these, most armor, most shield on this one. Actually, we'll do the same thing over here, armor and shield. What do we want to do on that one? Let's just go most health there. Just get a few bolts out here. The enemies with a lot of shield or a lot of health will get the slow on them and bring them to the end of the pack. And then those enemies, of course, will be bringing up the rear as far as the entire enchilada here. As it's just going to take them forever to get out. Now, I'm going to have to do something else here. Since we got a split this far out, we're going to have to decide what we want to be our boss lane here. Now, the benefit we have here is it's such a long lane. Having a mess of enemies come out right here doesn't matter as much because they're just going to get thinned out a ton by going through that whole gauntlet. Looking good here, though. Looking good. They're getting pelted. Very nice. Alright, we got mana bolts now. I've been talking about it the whole time. But we've also got seance too. You know what? Since I'm still unsure on the university... Wow, we didn't get a university spawn, did we? No, we did not. Let's go ahead and take mana bolts now. Now I'm going to have to watch my mana drain here. Let's see, what do we want to do? Let's go one off this way. And there is my university spawn. You know, I just don't feel like my cash generation is very good to be throwing these university spawns down. I'm going to do it anyway. Just like in real life, this is a quote from the developer. Just like real life, the universities will suck all your money and potentially not deliver. You may or may not get much out of it. We'll have to see. They're getting thinned out pretty good up here. Now, are we going to have any... no, they're getting thinned out pretty good right up front at the moment. We got 13k right now. I guess I might as well dump into the universities a little bit. Our mana regen is fine. And let's see. We'll make this one... We'll make this one health. We'll get it up to 10% just as a start. We'll make this one armor. And then we'll make this one shields. And just get those up to 10% just as a start. The universities can be really, really fun and powerful, but you gotta get the drops, right? You gotta get those pops. If it doesn't pop and give you the benefit, you're just not gonna get anything out of it. Let's see, let's go one more here. We got a nice spot up here. Let's go, what? Most shield, most armor there. That breaks it up a little bit out here. Now, we'll extend the length. The more I expand these out, it will extend how long each wave takes. But the benefit there is you're then going to get more out of your haunted houses because they're going to be using more mana. The more mana they consume, the more gold you get. So, how are we doing here? We're getting a nice little push here, but it looks like they're not going to make the final turn here, I don't think. I want to get a few more out here. Do I have any more +2s? I got +2s here. Let's go 2 +2s there. On we're going to leave those on progress. I feel like I could do something else out here as well. Looks like we've used all the +3s out here, though. We got another +2 here still. Let's put this one on health. And give it a few upgrades as well. Now we got to decide here now. Do we want to dump all of our gold into the universities? Or do we want to dump our gold into upgrading towers? It's a bit of a, it's a decision you have to make. Let's see, we got Mana Bolts 2. Actually, let's go Mana Bolts 2. And then we've got so much coin, we can increase our regen if we need to. Looks like we're going to have to as well. It's burning quick, y'all. Burning quick. Let's go ahead and increase our mana regen by a significant amount, as our mana is getting just wrecked here. The game is not kidding when it says it's going to take a massive amount of mana. Holy crap. I've gotten the mana regen as high as 500 per second on one run on stream. Alright, that's pretty beast right there. I think that could hold through just about anything for the moment anyway. We're at 159 mana regen per second just at wave 30 here, so we got some room to grow. Let's collect up some more coin. We actually got lucky on the university and we got one into shields already, so that was kind of a gift. And let's see. Let's give a little bit more love here. Let's take that up to 15%. This one is armor. We're not going to be able to get it very high, but we'll put a few upgrades in there. All right, we got Mana Bolts 3. Well, I don't have any more cash to throw down more mana banks right now. So although I want Mana Bolts 3, I'm not going to take it yet. What I will take, though, is scholarships and get plus 3% bonus to all research. That is just nice. And it looks like we've got a hell of a boss lane right here. Let's go ahead and throw 4 universities down on this one. Now, this one, I'm just going to leave them. So it could be a huge risk, or maybe not. I might pump a little bit of gold into them, depending on how we go here. And remember, we got that plus 3 started, so we got the 3% chance, which of course is just nothing, but... How they doing right here? It almost feels like we might want to put in a little bit more pain right here at this transition. And then, once again, we can always choose to throw like 3 more tiles out here, and that will fix this intersection up front a little bit. I'd like to not to have to do that. Let's go another there. Let's go another there as well. I'm going to put these on fastest. We will have some speedsters hitting the gap here and running through as fast as they can, so let's make sure we get those smacked down quickly. We got such great coverage over here. Yeah, that's just incredible. Let's go fastest there as well. Okay, we got a research breakthrough, 5% chance to crit. We also got Seance too, though. I'm not going to ignore the crit, though. Just not going to do it. And let's see. Let's throw... Nope, that's not our one. Actually, these are cheap. We could throw a few upgrades in these. I normally don't do this. I normally focus on just having one set, but with the upgrades being cheap, it seems like we get the most bang for our buck if we spread them out a little bit here. Yeah, so we got a few nice upgrades in there. And let's see, are we going to get some luck? Let's see if we get another... Oh, we did! We got another shield and another health. Or our first health, so... We're getting started on the universities, y'all. We are getting started. Like I said, it's mixed emotions. You know, do you want to go ham on the universities or not? I'm tempted to throw down a couple more haunted houses. What? Let's put one there. We'll surround that one. A little bit late to be dropping more haunted houses down, but trying to get all I can here right at the end. You know what? Let's throw a couple more. I'm gonna have to watch that mana regen though. Once you start using mana on your ballistas, if you run out of mana, it's pretty much game over for you. It's just not gonna work out. We got 3,400 now. We are cranking up the cash gen. And oh, look, I didn't even realize we got a split out here. I might leave that split alone. I'm not sure yet. I would like to go one more off here just to stagger this area just a little bit more. Now, seeing these speedsters getting popped out here is such a glorious sight. When you see them getting popped in here, that's when you're potentially in trouble. Speaking of, you know what? I'm going to get my last resort a little bit better squared away here. Just in case. Just in case. Alright, we got another plus 2% to research. Let's take it. Looks like we're all in on universities this run now. So, let's see. Let's throw a little bit more cash around. I mean, RNG is RNG, you know? 15% is not a very good chance, but it's better than nothing. Let's split this by 1. We got another university spot here as well. Let's go ahead and take it. Looks like we got, I think we got 1 plus 1 to health that time. Nothing to armor. Now, I'd love to see these plus 10 or more on all 3, but we're going to have to see how that goes here. And then I eventually am going to want to take the additional mana drain on our ballistas as well, which is going to require many more mana banks, but not quite there yet. Get these toned up just a little bit. Quite the monstrous horde out here, but we've got such a long gauntlet for them to run through. It's just kind of a non-issue. I do want to take advantage of as many of these plus 3s as I can, though. Go ahead and go another one there. Just going to leave that one on progress. Let it just peg some enemies throughout there. And we're looking pretty solid here. That was a pretty big pack, and it just kind of hit a roadblock right here. So good stuff. Good stuff. We got our speedy boys coming in. Looking quite nice. Okay, now that I got this staggered one, do I want to go one more? I almost want to go one more out here. Alright, you know, let's go all in here. Let's go Seance 2. We got one more shot out there. We got 3,600 here, and we picked up 2 shields. Or no, we picked up 1 armor and 1 health. So we're building our university bonuses slowly. We've got, what, 11 more waves. So, you know, once again, RNG is RNG. We're going to have to see what happens. How these guys getting worked on here. They're getting pegged pretty good. I almost feel like I want to throw a little bit more into these ones here that I upped. See, this one was the shield burner. That one was the armor burner. Or no, that one was the health, wasn't it? That one was a health burner. And then that one was the armor. Get these jacked up a little bit. Level 36 now. We're into the ×3 on the crits. So, good stuff there. Get some big shots out there burning off the shields and the armor. And then the university bonus is just right on top of it. Now, it's a mixed bag here. I'm splitting my gold between two different places. So, like, if the universities don't work out and I don't get a lot of luck with those hits, then it'll be a mistake, you know? I mean, I guess that's the nature of a roguelike, though. A little slightly different experience every time. Yeah, I've got pretty much full melt going out here, though. It's good stuff. And we got our stragglers bringing up the rear. Now, scattering these ballistas out here like this, of course, it's good and bad. The slower runs means that the boss is going to be easier to kill, but it also means that your haunted houses are generating more cash. You know, lots of benefits to stretching it out. We got another 5% chance to crit. I can't not take that, even though I do want to work on that poison damage. Let's take that crit. Let's go, let's stagger this area just a touch. We got Robo Oogie rolling in here, wave 35. And, let's see, we kind of want something slowing out here, right? Is Robo Oogie taking shots? Let's go, let's make sure we're getting shots on him. And yeah, now Robo Oogie's got the slow going. These will just continue to slow it, and the entire pack should pass it. And Robo Oogie will be at the end of the line. So that's the intention there and the goal. Looks like we got another +3 to health. We're also getting some dips on the mana. So let's just throw just a few more of these down. Now remember, the objective with mana regen is not to stay full. The objective is to not run out. But it does start burning pretty darn quick, so you got to make sure you're spending and getting your mana regen up. We're at +199 per second now. You see the mana regen bar is going a little buggy on us. Robo Oogie is pushed almost all the way to the end of the pack now. And poor little guy has almost lost his shield. Even with the lower poison damage we got going right now. Looking good. We got 1,600. I kind of want to invest a little bit more into these heavy hitters right here. But, I mean, this is a real nice roadblock right here, that's for sure. Looking quite nice. How's old Oogs doing? Robo Oogie's having a bad time. He's into his armor now. We actually got another +3 out here. Can't not take it, right? Let's go most armor, most shield, most health. Poor little Oogs. He's the last thing standing, and he's got a long way to go still. So it is a slow burn, but it's a slow burn by design. You know, we want to give this guy a long, long way to walk. And, oh, he's got just that, no doubt. I think the burn will start to hit him here because he's going to be taking a lot of shots here right at this bend. Yeah, the health is, the armor is burning off quite rapidly now. That is for sure. Just stripping him. We got the pop here, but Oogie's health, he's got 40,000 plus bleed stacked up on him. All right, got to take scholarships. That's a free 1% bonus on all of our research. So I'm not going to not take it, even though I want to take Seance. So let's get scholarships done. Now, that is it for the scholarships, though. Oh, man, we got another wasted one here. Actually, we can turn up our poison damage, which will be helpful. What do we got here? Poison enemies take an extra shield damage. That's not bad. All towers gain 1 damage to armor. Let's just go ahead and take this one. And creeping cough. Oh, yes. We've got our second layer of crowd control. Good stuff there. Let's get these 2+3s down here. We're going to go most armor there. We'll go most shield on that one. This one, of course, is going to double dip. This one is not, but just going with it for now. Looks like we picked up another shield. Haven't been paying attention there. Let's throw a few upgrades here since it's, you know, really inexpensive. Get our chances up just a little bit more. I mean, I'd like to get these to 40-50%, but it takes so much gold to get that done. And I don't want to neglect our main killing area here, too. We got this guy into the ×3. We just got to give it a little more juice, right? Because the chance is really, really low. But let's get some big shots going off in here. This guy's got a ways to go yet. Get a little armor burn going. This gauntlet here now is spread out far. I like it. I like it. Just waiting for the burn to finish up. Doing good, though. Now, what I was mentioning earlier as doing the Ballista Only achievement and feeling comfortable doing the Ballista Only achievement gives you a huge advantage with all of the other achievements that are Ballista +1. Because you can basically do just this and then put in, like, say it was Ballista Poison Sprayer. You could put in a Poison Sprayer at, like, predetermined chokes that are just good choke spots and then go with the regular Ballista build and then just have a few Poison Sprayers down and then dump gold into those Poison Sprayers to make them as beastly as possible. And it's going to make all of the other achievements much, much easier. The hardest thing is, like, let's say the arrows and airplanes achievement, the hardest thing is not wanting to spam biplanes. But if you spam biplanes, it's just going to cost a ton. And look what we got. We got expunge now, so we are going to want to increase our crit damage a little bit more, but let's take that, as that is quite significant. We actually got 3,300 in Mana Bolts 3 as well. That's a tough call, but I'm going to go ahead and go with expunge on this one. And, let's see, let's go out one more over here. Makes that one a little more inviting there. Just keep those pegging away on the heavy mobs. I still got mixed emotions on this area. Like, the bulk of this pack is getting to the intersection here right when the bulk of this pack is. And that is just not good lane design. I'm creating a bit of an unnecessary crowd right here. And not having AoE, of course, we're really wanting to avoid the crowds. Now, things are getting burned a little bit better now. We're getting some big shots in there. You saw that guy's armor just completely evaporate on that one. And our mana is holding strong at the moment. So let's, where are we at here? Let's get that one up over 20%. That one's already over 20. This one's over 20. I want to get these bonuses up heavily. You know, I just want them way up there. Getting lots of health bonuses here. Actually, we've got more shields than anything. +6. I would love for at least one of these to be over +10. I mean, ideally all three of them, but I think realistically, if we can just get one over +10 on this run, I think I'd be pretty pleased with the result there. How are we hanging over here? How are we holding up? At this point, I think it's going to be all about wave 40. Are we going to be able to survive the wave 40 big hit that comes rolling in? See, that's hitting everything. We're going to leave that one on fastest as well, since we are getting the speedsters out here. And what else? We got nothing but +1s left over here. Here's a +2 that double dips. Let's do the same thing there. We'll put that one on fastest. Okay, we got an additional 5% chance to crit. Once again, I'm not going to take it, or not going to not take it, especially now that we have Expunge. The more crit, the merrier. So, yeah, let's go with that. And where else? Let's split these up just by one. And we actually got another good just generic CC spawn out there. Keep our thickness going, moving at a slower pace here. We got a nice group of enemies now rolling out here, but boy, do they have a long, long gauntlet to run. That is for sure. And I'm curious on these +1s. Yeah, they still reach into the corner. Not wonderfully, but they do reach. We're up to +7 on shield damage now, which is quite helpful. You know what? Let's just fill these +1s as well, because they are reaching. It's a little sketchy. I'm going to leave those on progress for now. Actually, you know what? Let's put another one on fastest. Put 2 of those on fastest, in fact. Looking good. You see our bonuses right above the Ballista. We're up to +11 armor damage, +7 health, +9 shields. We are getting there. We are getting there, that's for sure. And yeah, this pack is just all getting thinned out just so heavily right now. Phone is saying hello. Hello, phone. Thanks for beeping. Oh yeah, we are thinning them, thinning them, thinning them. Look at these. The speedsters are popping way out here. That is glorious. Absolutely glorious. But once again, Wave 40 is the real deal. So let's see what happens in Wave 40 and not celebrate quite yet. We got mana bolts. And I've got 6k I'm sitting on. Let's do it. +3 base damage to everything. We're going to have some serious mana drain going now, though. Let's throw down a few more. What's that get me to? That gets me to +247. Let's go one more on our boss lane. We got another freebie out here. We'll take advantage of that. Looks like we got picked up another shieldy, too. Another shield point from the research. We'll just leave those most shield, most armor. And we're going to have to watch the mana burn here. I think we might be okay. We got some speedsters pushing into the final loop. We're only at 39, too. Next wave will be the true test, I think. We got a bunch of +1 spots here, but geez, I just hate using +1 spots. Unless we absolutely have to. Looks like our mana regen is holding strong. So I may go a few more ups into these. Get them up to 25% on our big ones anyway. How are these holding up? Boy, it would be so nice to get some really good luck and have a bunch of these pop. Want to see how it goes after this wave. I just feel like I want some more stuff here that's focused on speed. Let's go one more right there. We're going to put it on fastest as well. These speedsters have got to get burned off, because if a bunch of them shoot through here, remember it's all single target defenses, so they are going to wreck. Alright, let's take Seance 3 before Mana Bolts 4, because we want as much cash money as we can get. We're at +6, +4, +8. Let's see if that goes up. We got 1 to armor, so +6, +5, +8. We've got no chance of getting armor up over +10 now, but we could still get shields up to +10. Now this time, I'm going to save up my cash and then go deeper into mana bolts and be ready to really just spam down the mana regen. Just going to have to watch that bar. And it looks like it's doing fine. Even right now, most of the ballistas on the map are firing. And we're not getting down to the halfway point at all. We're getting a nice big wave 40 push here, though. Holy smokies, look at this. They're rolling right on in. So we might want a little bit more. And we got no real last resort. We don't have much back here. Now, we're still way away from the tower, though. I should probably just quit crying and just roll with it here. Is a +1 going to make it over there? It is. We're going to leave that one on progress. That is an uncomfortable push right there, though. That's for sure. But there's the big wave 40 push. And nothing made it past right here. So we still got a whole lot of room to go, but we don't have a ton back here is the thing. And at this point, do I want to spend to put anything back there? I feel like it would be better burning more off out front than putting more in the back. We have any more +2s in this area? We don't anywhere, it doesn't look like. We've got these. Let's go ahead and use both of those +1s. Once again, I'm going to go fastest on both of them. We got to get these speedsters burnt off. We can't have them just flying into this area here like that. But holding up solid. Our mana regen is holding up pretty solid too. I'm going to save that cash though. We'll dump it here in a moment, but for the time being, we're going to save up on it. What is our crit chance on just a Lobby one now? We're at 35% chance to crit just on a level 5. So remember, Expunge is going to proc off of those crits, so increasing our poison would help the Expunge, but I would love to get into one of the other element trees as well. Alright, looking good out here. There's a +2 right there also. Alright, what do we got? We got Vile Consumption. We can increase the bleed damage per second. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's increase the bleed. Looks like our boss lane is capped now. Everything will cap as we go through now. So let's just go ahead and expand them out. We got actually a good little spot right there. Very nice little spot. Well, let's watch this front of the line push here and see what happens. After the update, seeing the health and everything of the final boss is quite intimidating at first. Especially like on your first win after the update. It's like, holy crap, the boss really pushed. But in a challenge like this, it's definitely about the packs. The Ballista is quite powerful, and it can burn through the boss without problems. But its enemy is going to be crowds of enemies. So, once again, I've mentioned that several times now, you got to make sure you're thin in the herd. Because if there's a big pack of enemies pushing through, the Ballistas just are not going to be able to keep up. So, the best thing you can do really in the Ballista Only challenge is just manage your lanes. If you have your lanes set where it's one huge, long, single-file line of enemies, you're just going to be in a lot better shape than if you have clumps of enemies rolling on in. Like, we've got just a mess out here, but they've still got quite the gauntlet to run. So by the time it gets to this intersection, most of those mobs are actually already dead. So, you know, out here, it's fine, but it all comes to lane management again. This is the insanely long boss lane. So that's just how it's going to be. We're looking pretty good. We actually looked good that wave. We got a decent crit chance going now. So we're going to get a little benefit out of that expunge. We've got all the CC we can get. So we got the Ballista slow maxed, plus we got creeping cough. We could get some more poison damage going, that's for sure. That was, you see these big hits in the thousands? That's that expunge proccing. Other than these ballistas, yeah, these ballistas, they can, like this one can crit for 2,700. That one can crit for, if I get really lucky, this one could crit for over 9,000. Over 9,000! Alright, we wrecked them. Oh, we got Eviscerate. Ooh, gosh. Another 5% chance to crit, which remember, we're putting together the entire package here. I want to take Mana Bolts. But having another 5% chance to crit on bleeding enemies means Expunge has got a much greater chance of proccing, which is just huge. And we got 18k we're sitting on now. We're plus 11 on the shield damage now, which is awesome. What do I do? Well, I've got two choices. Either dump this 18k into research, which there's not many waves left, so I don't feel like that's the best choice, or get some beefy boys out here. And I think I'm going to take the beefy boy route. We got 3+3s right here. Let's get these things jacked up. This one is progress. Let's change it over to armor, and let's get this armor just crushing it. We're into the ×3 now on the crits. This one, actually that one was most armor too. Well, I got 2 armor burners now. I'm not going to put as much into that one now then, but let's at least get it into the chance at a ×3. And then this one was health. Let's get this one all cracked up there. We got some big damage going off. Now remember, once again, even though that one's health, and or that one was shield, even though that one's health and I'm upgrading the health, by upgrading the health, I'm increasing everything else as well. So you are getting the benefit there. This was my shield shredder. Let's get it into ×3. Oh yeah, we got some powerhouses out there now. Now I could do something out here even. Let's see. We've got 3+3s here that are hitting that area. This one is armor. Let's give it a few armor upgrades. Let's get it into the ×3. This one is armor as well. We got some serious armor burners out here now. Holy crap, man. That one was shield. Let's get it up into the ×3. Oh yeah, we are looking thick. We got some serious powerhouses out here now. So let's see how this goes. I just actually got a Steam achievement. I don't know what it is. It was the PhD achievement. Just popped up. I'll have to look and see which one that one is. I'm not even sure which achievement that would be. I'm going to leave the research alone now. Since I've got the 1/+10, I'm happy to get 1/+10. I actually have got a chance of getting health over +10 as well now, but I'm just not going to throw any more gold at it. I'm going to throw any gold expenditure now is going to go directly into ballistas, either powering them up or placing more. One of the two. But we got a nice bit of crack-a-lackin' going on out here because some heads are getting busted. That is for sure. The speedsters are not even making our final death gauntlet here before the home stretch. So I like seeing that. I do indeed like seeing that, no doubt. Now, do we want to go even more beast mode? Of course we do. What do we want to do here? Let's go into just our cheapest resources here. We got a 19% chance at a ×3 now. Ooh, I love it. I love it. We're getting a big meaty damage ripping out of these ballistas. They're single target. So if there's 5 enemies, it could be a problem. But if there's just one big thick one, oh, it is going to get smacked. No doubt. We're looking really good right here. Now, you know, it's not over till it's over, though. So no celebrating prior to the end. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like throwing a few ballistas on these +1s just to increase the slow. Putting a few ballistas here on fastest. And fastest in progress, just to make sure the speedy boys that are at the front of the pack, these are not going to put out a bunch of damage since I just put them in at +1, but they do have a 30% chance to crit for that expunge. But they're going to apply that slow to any of the speedsters that hit my final gauntlet here. Wrecking it. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got Expunge 2 and Mana Bolts 4. I want Mana Bolts, but Expunge is just too good to pass up, especially now that we've got all that crit chance out there. Let's just take it. So we are expunging fools. That is for sure. This one's kind of a waste putting it out here, I think. And it hits that other lane, too. I guess it's not terrible. Let's get it on most armor, most shield, most health. And we're coming up on the home stretch, y'all. Wave 43. So let's see how our big intersection holds up here. We got some big shots being fired out there, no doubt. We got a few ballistas that are really, really dishing out the pain. That is for sure. We're up to +12 on the shield damage now. That's pretty good. The highest I've been so far is +15 on a university item. Looks like we're burning a little bit, but we're not even getting to the halfway point of the mana. So I'm just not going to sweat it. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Now, if we get the next Mana Bolts, we're going to have to really go crazy on the mana banks because it's going to put in serious, serious drain. I would love to take it. So if I get it here, I will probably take it if there's not a another crit-related item. Yeah, we are just bringing it right here. It is just stomping grounds right here at the first big intersection. Love it, love it, love it. We didn't get our dot damage ticket as high as I would like. But, you know, it's looking like a pretty solid run here so far. Looking good. Yeah, everything's just getting smacked. Now remember, these +1s I put down, they're leveling up on their own. I mean, it's not huge, but each time they level up, it's increasing my crit chance too, where Expunge is going to go up. So even though I don't really want to invest in those, I'm still getting pretty good value out of them, besides just the CC. But, you know, the CC was the main intention. Looks like this is the end of the pack right here. Slowly but surely getting the job done. The bad part about doing a super long boss lane Ballista Only run like this is, you know, we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes right now. So it does take its time commitment. Not being able to save and come back later. It's definitely a big time commitment, that's for sure. Alright, what do we got? We can increase poison damage. We can just create just a raw shield booster. Or we can bump up our bleed. You know what? Let's bump up our bleed. Get a little something something there as far as the dot ticks go. We're at 21k now. What did we do back here? This one is a most shield. Let's get that one up into the ×3 zone here. Very nice. This one's shield as well. You know what? Let's do it here too. Get some real shield burners going off. Quite nice. Quite nice. We're starting to get pretty meaty up in here. Turning your shields into, you know, a 1 or a 2 shot up here is a big, big deal. Because, you know, we got a big pack right here. But they are just getting the fast burn. I mean, they're not making the turn here. We've got a few pushing through. But, I mean, considering we're on the next to the last wave, we only get one more roguelike choice here. It's just that front of the pack. Once that front of the pack burns, it's pretty much GG. And look, we still got mobs way back here. So yeah, we've spread them out really well. In fact, these guys are going to pop and make speedsters all the way back here. Holy crap, that's going to die to the dots, I think. Yeah, there it went. So looking pretty darn solid here. We got 14,000 to sit on too. What we spend that on is going to depend on what our last choice is. So let's see what we get for card choices, and then we'll decide where to dump the rest of all that cash money. Got a nice thick push coming through here, but the speedsters are cracking out front far enough where I'm just not even sweating it. Yeah, they're pushing through a little bit. This is the furthest anything has made it so far. We're really doing fairly well. I think we might throw one or two more fastest up here. In fact, let's put them right here. Yeah, let's go 3. We'll go 3 more fastest here just to make sure our speedsters are getting slowed. Now remember, I'm putting those in specifically for just the CC. That's it. All right, what do we got? We got that Mana Bolts 4. I think we're going to have to take it because we are sitting on 15k. So Mana Bolts 4, we are going to dump into more mana regen. And let's just go crazy on the mana regen. That way we don't have to sweat it at all. I figure it's the last wave, right? We'll go all in here. That's 327 mana per second. I think that will be enough. I'm going to save this for a moment. Let's see how the burn happens. I might have to quickly dump all my cash into mana banks real quick, but we're going to have to see. I've got a lot of ballistas out there. So all those ballistas, of course, are just going to burn it. It actually looks like once all of these start firing, I think I'm going to be in trouble here. See how it goes. I'm ready to spam if I need to. God, it just feels so sketchy with the big chunks coming off and then the big regen kicking in. Oh yeah, it's starting to get uncomfortable now, so I'm just going to jack it up. Alright, I think I may have overkilled it. Did I overkill it? No, let's just go more. $3K left. I think we're good there. How's, oh, look at this. Big Brain Oogie's almost lost his shield already. Way out there. Good stuff. Let's dump the remainder into these defenses right here. Looking good. We're all the way up to 50% on one of those guys on the ×3. So we're looking really, really solid here. Dare I say it? I really shouldn't say it yet. But dare I say it? I think it might be GG's. Now, I'm not even going to bother. In a panicking situation, I could sell off any of the ballistas that are no longer hitting. Like these over here are not doing anything. And place more stuff down. But I don't think I need to. I think I'm just going to let it fly here. The boss, I'm not even sweating. He's just getting walloped on out here. It's all about this final pack right here. And we got all the speedsters are cracking right out here, which gives them just so much room. So yeah, it is GG's for sure. Not even going to hold off. Now, this is the first win on this particular save. I have wiped my save file way too many times on this game. The biggest quality of life thing, well, 2 quality of life things. The 2 biggest quality of life things I think that could be added to this game are number 1, either save slots or way to toggle on and off the cards, or number 2, being speeding up the map, of course. I mean, we're pushing almost 90 minutes here. We're an hour and 25 minutes in right now. So it does take a long time to do these full runs. If you're taking advantage of long boss lanes, of course. If you're powerhousing through a shorter area, then yeah, it's going to run much quicker. But you see how trivial it just made the boss here. Big Brain Oogie. He's just in bad shape. Poor guy is just in bad shape. So we're going to get to a point where there's not going to be anything else but the boss here. We need these guys to crack open, bust open, and give me my little bit of speedster joy here. And then they'll fly past the boss, but the way it's looking, the boss might be in really bad shape before we even get to that point. His health is getting big chunks taken off here. There we go. Looks like we're just about there. I think by the time Big Brain Oogie is at the end, he's going to be done for. Yeah, he is. He's already dead. He wasn't even at the end of the pack yet. And there we go. We got the Ballista Only achievement. This is after the update. So this was game version 1.0.5, I believe. Let's check real quick. Yep, game version 1.0.5 up in the top left-hand corner. And Ballista's Only success. So thank you all so much for watching. And I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.